All right, Dylan, this is the front of Englewood. Dude, just in general, they didn't follow any of the instructions that we had on the video. You know what I mean? They cut this tree right here, gouged it all up. It's supposed to have been 6 foot tall and 3 foot circle, you know what I mean? And they gouged it. This tree needs to be completely removed at this point. These bushes right here in the front, the shrubs completely removed. These shrubs right here, completely removed. All right, at this point, we need to take these holly bushes and completely remove them. These are supposed to have been 3 feet by 3 feet square across. I don't know what the hell they did to it. This tree right here, we wanted it to be skinny and tall again. And they gouged the back side of it, didn't do nothing to the front, nothing nowhere else. This needs to be completely removed. This tree does now. We need to trim these low-lying limbs. It's like 5 foot. Also trim the limbs that are up there on the roof. That was on the video. We need to trim this oak tree limb that's hanging down right here, trim it off. Then we also need to get all the limbs off the roof that are touching the house right here too. Get up there and try to trim them with a pole saw, probably like 6 foot away from the roof or something, all the way down the side right here. All right, guys, I want to talk about the garage door down here for a minute. This is not going to work. So what we want to do with this thing, we need to shift it. You can tell right here, the track, see the track. We need to shift it over about 5 inches. We want this track, we want this to land on this, right? So we got to shift the door over about 5 inches. So how do we do that? Let's look up here at this. Well, one thing, we got to drop it down some. We got to drop this bracket down probably about 3 inches, right? Then we're gonna have to move this over 5 inches, okay? And drill holes in here and bolt it 5 inches over. In your track, these boards right here in your way, right? So they got to shift out like this, and then the track be rebounded to them, and that'll push the whole door out. Once we do that, then we'll relook at what we got to do up here at the top to seal it off. But yeah, we can't leave it like this. Got a big gap up there and a weird big gap right here at the bottom. So we need to do that. We need to pull this garage door out some, and then we'll just look at what we got to do to fix it at the top. But at least we won't have anything to worry about on the bottom. You know what I mean? Once we do that, or we won't have to worry about that weird gap up there either like that. Probably need to paint the top of this ledge too white. I think it'd make it blend in better. And we still need to paint these bricks. We still need to put the concrete trap in here too. And remember, concrete in here, I put it in the other video. I think you fixed that up there. I'm not sure. Looks like it's fixed. But yeah, everything here looking good. Insulation looks good. Another thing too, Dylan, is this on the right side of the back door right here. This looks like shit. And over here, I think we could caulk this side, but that right side looks bad. So we need to fix that too. Hey Dylan, where this window was repaired, taken out and covered up, we need to put a whole sheet of plywood right here. It's gonna look very weird. It's gonna look strange looking. We need to replace it from the bottom to the top right there. Actually, we need to do it on these too. It's gonna look like windows back here that's not windows. It's gonna be real obvious. We need to get 3 sheets of plywood and piece this. Maybe we'll have a strip left over big enough to piece this from the top to the bottom too, because that's gonna look ugly. Hey Dylan, the insulation looks good up here. There's something I want you to come up here and take a look at though. Come up here and put a straight edge in the hallway right here, like that goes to the master bedroom. Like go from the top of that header board right there to here and then over to here. It looks like it's gonna be humped down. This joist, this rafter right here might be sagging or something. We need to check this and make sure. We don't want the sheetrockers coming in here and this being like a bow, you know what I mean? So you need to make sure this is straight across here and it's gonna look right. It just looks like it's sagging down to me. And if it is, might take the 2x4 off the bottom of it and just put a board next to it or something, you know what I'm saying, where it needs it to go. After it gets inspected though. This will be something we have to do after it gets inspected. We don't want to tear all this shit out right now, but it's something you definitely need to look at. And everything looks good. Candace, we need to get these lights moved. Like we were talking about, we sent another video before about that. Misty did, I think. And we'll want to add one to it too. The one back here in the kitchen, that's right here by the door. We need to center it with the door. See how it's kind of off center? It needs to be centered with the door right here. And of course, these lights right here were going to be shifted over. Oh, were they going to stay here, Misty? Come here.
Yes.
They're going to stay right here, Candace. This one right here is just going to come out here towards the center of the room.
It needs to be center of the door and brought more this way.
Like, close as we can get center to the door and brought this way about probably about right here or something.
Couple feet.
Probably bring it this way a couple feet, Candace, and then put it up against this rafter right here on this side will be good. Just let them know to do that. Dylan, we also need to get them pocket doors put in before the drywall. So, like, basically right now, probably need to be put in so they make sure they work right. And they got, of course, they got to go behind the sheetrock too. So